The YanBar Podcast, a variety of interviews and talks with your host, Brian Barcelo.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the YanBar Podcast. Brian Barcelo, host of this episode. Today's guest, Mr. Smooth. Hey, Mr. Smooth, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're more than welcome. Hey, check this out, man. Would you tell people more about what you do?
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm doing currently, my newest thing I'm doing is I started an online apparel and souvenir company called Island Apparel Company. For people that aren't familiar with what Ninth Island means, I'm pretty sure that maybe you have studied some of the fires that happened over in Maui in the last few months. Actually, some people don't know this, but the fact is that more Hawaiians and Islanders live in the city of Las Vegas than any other city in the United States. And therefore, Hawaii calls Las Vegas their ninth island. So they consider it like almost part of their chain of islands, even though it's in the mainland. So that's where the ninth island comes from. I actually grew up in California, grew up around a lot of islanders, from Hawaiians to Samoans to Filipinos. So it's kind of been in my blood, kind of my whole DNA, my whole life. So I just thought, now that I live in Las Vegas and that nobody was taking advantage of capturing that name, that I would come out and use the Ninth Island name in honor of all my friends and folks that I grew up with.
That's cool. You know what? I was definitely going to ask you about that, where that name came from. And now that you mention it, I don't know if you follow UFC or not, but they have a fighter by the name of Max Holloway. They call him Blessed. And I kind of recall him mentioning something about I think he's from Hawaii or something.
Correct.
Yeah. And I think he mentioned some kind of island, but I don't know if it's Ninth Island or not. But it's just
Yeah,
very reminiscent. Oh, it
probably
is?
Ninth Island, because again, you got to understand that UFC, that Vegas is the home of UFC.
You know what?
So,
You're right.
But being that he's in the Ninth Island from Hawaii, I'd almost guarantee he's quoting the Ninth Island, being that that's where they trade from. So,
Understood.
yeah.
All right, let's go down to some of my written out questions. Let's
Okay.
see. All right, now for you folks who don't recall, Mr. Smooth also musician, a music
Yeah.
artist, right? And I think you did a type of blues. Is that
I've
fair?
done. I mean, I thought at this point, Brian, to be honest with you, at my age and all the stuff I've done in my past, I just consider myself a multi-genre artist at this point. I've
Understood.
done blues, I've done jazz, I've done rock, I've done hip hop, as you know. I've done, I'm starting to do start performing more some country covers and blues covers. So, I mean,
Right.
as long as it sounds good, it's got a beat and gets people to get up and dance, I'm probably going to be down with it. So,
That's what's up. Now, well, I was thinking, as music, right? 'Cause that's what I know you from music,
yeah, absolutely.
originally. Has it influenced your approach to running Ninth Apparel? Any similarities? Any kind of crossing over there?
Ah, honestly, I mean, probably not, to be honest with you. Both obviously are very creative spaces for me. I mean, doing the art thing is why I like to do apparel. I'm a Libra, so by nature, I'm a very creative and artsy type person by nature. Um, so what happened I originally I had a disc golf company, and I had rebranded to Ninth Island Disc Golf, and unfortunately, just wasn't panning out for me. It was a very select market, but I didn't want to give up on the idea because, as everyone else in the United States and the world in general, one day we'd like to work for ourselves and not have to punch a time clock. So
Exactly.
didn't want to give up on the idea. Spent a lot of money learning lessons along the way when I was building the disc golf company, and turning it into this, and just rebranded the Ninth Island again. Really dug the name. Didn't want to get rid of it. So instead of keeping my market very limited to a few disc golf people, and mainly in Vegas disc golf people, because I haven't really had money to push the idea yet,
Right.
I figured I'd go with the Ninth Island. And unfortunately, right after I came out with the idea is when the tragedy happened in Maui. So it kind of was a blessing for me, but a sad thing at the same time, because obviously here I am. I started this Ninth Island and it's a great name and it's got a great meaning behind it. And then the tragedy happened. And then, everybody started coming out, which was, in my point, made it better for me because now Ninth Island's got a bigger name and a bit more meaning. For instance, even the Raiders came out with a T-shirt for support of the Ninth Island in the mountain. So for when I first started the company, I did the same thing. For the first couple of months, I was doing any proceeds I was making, I was donate to the Savior Fund in the Valley. Unfortunately, I'm not making a lot of profits, so I wasn't able to donate a lot. But I was there to back them up as well, because again, a lot of their family or friends that I know that for a long time are Islanders, and I actually have a uncle that lives in Maui, has a farm in Maui, not on the same side as where the fire happened, but the same island. So um, that being said, the Ninth Island name is now a little more known. But even like you said, even you being on the East Coast really still didn't know what it meant or where
Hmm.
it came from, or so I can understand it's definitely more of a West Coast thing or an Islander thing, but I came from, again from California. I'm used to the beach life, and it just kind of all fit together, and
Right.
it allows me to keep another avenue to do creation. I don't do the art designs myself.
Hmm.
I've gone out and paid for all of my designs and hand selected designs that I'm using and releasing, but it's still a creative venture that I get to go out and I get to look at what designs I want to put in my collection. And so it gives me some creative identity. And again, I'm still doing the music thing, like we'll talk about here. I'm doing
Right.
something super cool called Second Saturday starting in January.
Mhm.
That I'm really excited about. So yeah, music's definitely still in the blood as well.
Speaking of designs, I was curious about the guy that's co-hosting with you on your open mic event. He's an artist, and I was wondering if some of your designs for your Ninth Island Apparel. I was
Right.
curious if that came from what's his name? Pay attention.
Pay
Yeah.
attention. No, it actually has not. He actually has
Oh
thought
wow.
about taking some of my designs and actually do them live during our event. Um, just again, at the time that I started Ninth Island, we weren't doing this other event, so Pay Attention wasn't even around at the time when this concept came out. So
Mhm.
I had to go and get all these designs into my own brain and use my own brain. I'm not an artist, so that's why I had to go out and pay for them.
Right.
Uh, in the future, when I run out of releasing the designs that I've currently already paid for them,
Hmm.
there's definitely a possibility that either Pay Attention or Soul Truth, who's another artist that co-hosts with us,
Hmm.
or many of the other artists that I know. I know quite a few artists. Alan Muir, who does disc golf art.
Hmm.
My boy Jared Black, who does murals for disc golf tournaments and stuff like that. So I have access to a few high quality artists that absolutely might design something for me. And as a matter of fact, my sign design,
Hmm.
my basic sign latest Las Vegas design that I have on my website was actually done by Dionysus.
Oh no way! Yeah, the guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
just
he's the only
interviewed
one.
Dionysus. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he's the only original artist design that's on my current list.
Oh
Everything
wow!
else I paid
Yeah.
for. Yeah,
Rem-
everything else I
um
paid for.
Reminding the listeners to check out Dionysus. He's with
Yes,
what is the I'm gonna
Max
mess the
Max Payne.
Max
Yeah,
Payne GV. Yeah,
yes,
make sure check out the interview with him. Peace,
yes.
Dionysus. Yeah.
Yeah, peace, brother. That's my little bro.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Again, I got a lot of questions for you. We got about
Sure,
30
sure.
minutes and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. Has let's see now. I wanna get to some a little bit more here. All right. What inspired you? Once again, what inspired you to launch the Ninth Island Apparel? And then I got down here, what makes your clothing line unique and special, would you say?
Okay, so yeah, so again, what happened was I had a disc golf company I was doing, and I had rebranded to Ninth Island Disc Golf. That did not pan out, but I really love the Ninth Island name, so I kept that and just switched it to apparel. As far as what I believe was gonna make me unique, well, first I have basically three design categories. I have what I consider the souvenir line, which is my basic logo. This logo here, I don't know if you can really see it or not.
Hmm.
It's basically the island chains
It's
with
Mylands, yeah.
that on it. It has the Nevada has the ninth island. I have the sign that Dionysus sent to me. I have a picture of these strip at night with the reflection, and then I'm also posting a bunch of what I call Ninth Island Oasis. Basically, we, as you know, and we're landlocked in Ninth Island. We don't have beaches. We don't have that type of thing. But what we do have is some amazing pools and pool settings. So that's kind of our beach. So what I'm doing is I'm releasing that a bunch of different visuals of those as kind of our oasis, our Ninth Island Oasis. So that's one line. A second line I have is what I call the skull and skeleton line, which is just fun skull island designs, skeleton island designs. And the reason why I tied that in, I figured, okay, well, we are in the desert. You quite often see skulls and skeletons of animals and things in the
Right.
desert. So So I figured, well, that'd be kind of a good tie over for the Hawaiian Island and that. Unfortunately, I'm still missing a real design to tie to Hawaii. And how can I be Ninth Island Apparel without a direct tie or a design to Hawaii? Well, when I went to go start purchasing designs, out of nowhere, this one design pops up, and it had multitudes of them, and it was just perfect. And that design was tiki heads. And by the time I get done, I'm probably gonna have 30 to 40 individual tiki head designs, which will probably put me as one of the largest tiki head design apparel options out there as far as on the market. And that's how I'm really gonna tie into Hawaii. That's a very spiritual thing for them. It very represents their ideology, and not just Hawaiians, for all the islands in the Polynesian world. Believe in tiki heads, and you got the giant heads of Easter Island, things of this. I mean, just associated with islands. So that's really going to be, I think, my niche per se.
Understood. Yeah, and just to clarify, the tiki heads. I'm familiar with the Easter Island guys. Are those the tiki heads?
Those are they're kind of a version of it. An ancient version of it, but I'm sure that had some spin-off where the modern tiki head came from. I mean, Easter Island's been around. Those statues have been around for hundreds of thousands of years. Right. So I'm assuming, and as they say, at one time, all the islands were one island called Mu. I think MU. You might want to look that up. Oh, wow. It was actually one continent, where Tonga and Samoa and Hawaii were all on one basic continent, one land continent, and over time the water turned them into islands. Understood. So I believe that they're all interconnected somehow. Absolutely.
Right. You know what? I recall seeing something where the water it's a picture, of course, and they removed the water from the earth so that you could see the land masses. Mm-hmm. And you're right, they probably are connected, like mountainous or something, just the part that's sticking above. Yeah, absolutely right. Man, I learned a lot from you, man.
It's a good thing. Experience brings some wisdom.
Now, let me see. Want to get to your open mic also.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Now you're going to be having that. You said the second Saturday.
Second Saturdays. Yes. So, as you know, I've always been in music, and as you know, in the past I've always provided showcases for new artists to be able to perform for free, and opportunities that I've had. Unfortunately, in today's music world, it's really a greedy situation. I mean, you have promoters out here charging hip hop artists $100, $200 to get on stage for 5-10 minutes to perform for 50 people in a club. Wow. I mean, it's really highway robbery. It's disgusting.
Is that like pay to play?
Pay to play, exactly. Pay to play.
Not a fan of that.
Or they give you, say, you can perform free. Here's 20 tickets. Go sell these 20 tickets, and then you get on whatever. I ain't about that. I'm an artist. We are called Second Saturdays. It is a spinoff of a very popular event here in downtown Vegas called First Fridays, which is open to the general public, to everyone. We are spinning off that called Second Saturdays. Our thing is it's a live art drawing and art event, open mic for artists and performers by artists and performers. So it's a word of mouth event only. We're not doing any use for marketing. We're marketing just Facebook open mic groups in Vegas only, just to get talent to come in, obviously. But what we're doing is we're allowing you to go ahead, come perform for free. We're giving you, not only are we not, doing that, most open mics give you about 5-10 minutes. You perform in open mics in the past, I'm sure. Yeah. We're giving 6 15-minute slots and 3 30-minute slots. So even if you're a little band and you want to come get down for a little bit, we're giving you 30 minutes to actually have enough time to make it worth your while to set up and play. Exactly. And instead of having to go sell and hustle 20 tickets to your friends and rob your friends out of some money for something, we're telling you, go ahead and invite your friends and family for free. Let them come support you. Because at the end, they're going to support us when we get on the mic and perform. They're going to support Pay Attention and Soul Truth when they put out their gear for sale. Because artists are more apt, and performers are more apt to support artists and performers than regular general public. So, and it's also a better crowd. So instead of having a crowd of strangers, I'd much rather have a crowd of other performers and artists and their friends, because they're used to having performances. They want to come out and see shows. And so we're just about trying to give opportunities to people that want to get on stage, whether you're a comic, a poet, a musician, a sax player, a trumpet player. As long as you're not screaming some metal or punk rock, and no offense, as you know, I got many punk rock friends and metal friends.
Right.
Just not the environment we're looking for this particular open mic, but anything else, country, jazz, blues, hip hop, come on down, and we would love to have you be part of our new open mic and base.
Yeah. Your idea is genius on so many levels, different levels. I was thinking about how you saying it's safer with people that you know. And I'm thinking about nowadays, I gotta say I'm hesitant to go places nowadays
Sure, sure,
because of all the strangers in there. And I don't know who's in there, who the people are. So
sure.
yeah, your idea is right. I like that a lot. Let me
And why
see.
not take advantage? I live in a wonderful complex.
Hmm.
I am the social committee director and the vice president of my HOA board. We have an amazing clubhouse. It's basically its own bar per se. I mean, we have a pool table, we have tables for to play cards and dominoes, and space to do performances and have live painting all going on at the same time. I mean, if you can't come to Second Saturdays and find something to do and have some enjoyment out of, then you just don't know how to have fun.
Oh man. Let's see. Now, this is a kind of holiday season type of question.
Sure.
Does the holiday season inspire like any kind of specific themes or songs to like, you got a performance coming up or something like that? You think the holiday may um go about influencing your selections, your music selection?
Uh, probably not. Because to be honest with you, holidays is kind of a dark time for me. I've had a couple rough years lately about lost a few people during the holiday time. So, not really. I mean, I try to stay in the mood. I'm not really a big Christmas guy. I don't really watch Christmas movies or do the Christmas thing. I mean, I try to put on my good face and
Right.
put on the Christmas spirit, for the wifey to let her have some joy and stuff. But yeah, Christmas is not really a thing. To be honest with you, I'm more of a Halloween guy. Um, just honest. Uh, I'm a yin yang. I'm a Libra, so I'm always
Mhm.
balancing that. So I need that little darkness to bring out the light in me, kind of
Right.
thing.
But you know what? You exemplify I believe the Christmas spirit about giving. Because even though you may not be into yourself, you still giving us that vibe with the hat and all of that. So, that's cool. I like that.
Well, so at the end of the day, you got to understand you don't live life for yourself. You live life for others. And
Mm,
so your goal is not to get up every day. Well, let me tell you this. Yes, your goal is to get up every day and make yourself happy. So you can
right.
make others happy, though.
Mm,
That's the whole goal. It ain't to make you happy for yourself. It's to put yourself in a good spot, like the open mic. To the Lord put you on this earth to try to help others. So you have to take care of yourself to put yourself in a position to be able to do that. But the
mm,
goal is never to just get yourself on top, it's to rise people up with you. And so even if I'm not in the best mood or whatever, if I have a wife or a friend or somebody who needs a little joy, I'm
mm.
gonna put on a good face and give you what y'all need.
That's what's up. You bring an excellent point. One of my favorite stories, I get all biblical on folks, but we are talking about holiday season. Well,
Sure.
one of my favorite stories is the Good Samaritan. And let me remember that story in the Bible.
Sure.
Now, the
Yeah.
cool thing I liked about the Good Samaritan, it wasn't so much that he helped, it was that he was in a position to help.
Sure.
And it's like
Mhm.
what you were just saying and stuff.
And everybody is. See, that's another thing. People think, oh, I got to make $1 million before I can help, or I need to do this. No, go. You see a woman walking into a store or something, open the door for her. Just a little random kindness is going to make her day. Her
Right.
whole day is going to be different just because you open the door for her.
Hmm.
You took 2 seconds out your time. You don't need money for that. You
Right,
don't need money to
exactly.
say good morning to somebody as you walk by on the street.
That's
How you
true.
doing today? Good morning. All of a sudden, now that person has had some positive interaction with someone else. So how do you think the rest of their day is going to go? They're going to go say hello to somebody,
Mhm.
and then that person can say hello. If we could get that concept that when you give love and joy, the world is love and joy.
Mhm.
Christmas time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely worked for you. You meet a lot of people. How do you go about meeting all of these people?
Man, I have a common goal, and I find people that have common interests, and I treat people right and stay loyal to them, and they tend to stay loyal to me. Like for instance, I had a show the other day, and I'm having another show on 420, and the residents of my neighborhood are like, "How can you get people to come from California to come perform for free?" Well, because I've given them many opportunities in the past, and they want to come hang out and perform.
Right.
And when you put a good environment, it's not always about money.
Right.
Sometimes it's about fellowship and just wanting to see your friend and hang out.
Exactly. Enjoy life. Yeah. Kind of curious and stuff. What you got in that cup, man?
I got what we call in the jailhouse terms, unfortunately, with my past, a Cadillac, which is hot cocoa and coffee mixed together.
Oh, how do you call it? The Cadillac? Yeah.
Cadillac, yeah.
Yeah. I got suspected you had some hot cocoa. Matter of fact, that sounds good. I don't know what the temperature's like out there where you at, but I
It's
think you
actually
got,
raining today,
oh, no
actually,
way.
14. And that's
In the
a
desert.
foreign thing out here. That's foreign out here.
Yeah, raining in the desert.
Yeah,
Wow.
it rains once or twice a year, and no, actually, it rains probably, honestly, maybe 10 times a year here.
Wow.
We
Probably like,
literally had we literally had 300 and some days of sunshine a year out here.
that's cool and stuff. Hey,
Yeah.
check this out. Getting down to it with the time and stuff. Before we do, is there anything that you wanted to talk about or anything that we didn't cover that you want to make sure we get? Like how they can find Ninth on Island Apparel.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find Ninth Island Apparel on Facebook and Instagram. Follow me on those for sure. That'll have updates on our open mic because my company is actually sponsoring it. Ninth Island Apparel is sponsoring the open mic. So you can find all of their information on there. To go to the actual website would be, and hopefully Brian can put this in the description of the link or something. It's ninth island apparel company dot myspreadshop.com. Again, that's ninth island apparel company dot myspreadshop.com. Got at least 20 different designs on there right now. I'm going to be releasing another 30 designs in the next couple of months. So yeah, go check it out. Grab anything from a bandana to put around your dog to a teddy bear for your child to a cup to drink some coffee like me doing, or some great hoodies or t-shirts. So go check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Some designs on there now. I'll be sure to get that link in there in the description.
Awesome. Sweet.
Yeah, it's cool. I see that tiki head. I think that's a tiki head. Yeah, those are nice. And you
Yeah.
say you get people to make those for you. That's pretty nice. So these designs that you have on there, they're going to be I said not say one of kind, but like limited. It's not like these other places that do logos and you can select from thousands of them. These are going to be your own designs.
Correct. Because what I'm doing is I paid for the image, and then I'm adding the Ninth Island Apparel Company logo to the bottom, which makes it my own design.
Right, I understand.
Also, images come sort of like, I don't know if you can see the back of my shirt, but it comes to
Not
the
very
back of my
well
shirt.
though. Uh-huh.
Okay, back of my shirt. It used to come in. I have a prototype on right now where the image would come in a background design, and my scenery designs still have to do that because you can't make those transparent. But all my tiki designs and my skeleton designs are all transparent. So even in a particular design, depending on how the transparency come out, some areas of the actual design itself are transparent, like maybe the eyes or the mouth or whatever.
Right.
So when you actually put it on a different color apparel option, will change the color of the design. So it might have a basic design, and then if you put it on yellow, it'll have yellow eyes, or if you put it on red, it'll have red eyes, kind of thing. So
Understood.
certain designs you could even get different designs within the same design, different styles in the same design. But again, I don't think anyone out there is going to have as many designs as Tiki's by the time I'm done. I should probably have at least 30 different Tiki designs. So
Sweet, yeah. And I want people to be aware of that, just in case they think they're gonna find your designs elsewhere.
yeah, no, they can only find it here, and right now only online. I don't have anything on hand in stock. So please go online. We do have some great deals coming up in January. So you might want to wait till after the holidays to go ahead and get on there. But come January, we'll have some more discounts on the website. So check it out.
And how can people get hooked up with your open mic?
You can go ahead and find me on Sean Mr. Smooth Stewart on Facebook. Look at any of the Las Vegas open mic groups on Facebook, and you can go ahead and get in touch with me on those. And that's where we're mainly marketing. So,
Man, I wish that had known you when I was out in Vegas. So I did for 3 days. I don't know what part of Vegas. It was both by Circus Circus. I don't know if that's the old or new
Okay.
part of it
Yeah,
or
not too
not.
far. Not too far from there.
Yeah, and so I said, man, in fact, I was actually looking for a place to perform. But what I found out is that the place I was going to, I wouldn't have been able to perform that night. I had to put my name in a hat, so to speak. And then they
Yes.
said the following one. But unfortunately, I was leaving the next day and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I
Yeah.
wish I'd have known you and stuff. But should I
Well,
ever
you
come
need to
out,
come out to Vegas and B. What's up? Come for a visit.
I'll do that. That'd be fun. Let me one moment. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Everybody, parting is such sweet sorrow. Once again, end of another podcast here with Mr. Smooth with Ninth Island Apparel. Remember to check out our previous YanBar Podcast guests. Also remember that the YanBar Podcast is a place where you make it happen. Once again, Brian Barcelo here with Mr. Smooth. Peace, everybody.
The YanBar Podcast is produced by Flying Worm Entertainment.